Good afternoon. I'm Tim Cruz. I'm the Plymouth County DA. With me today is Chief Daniel Flynn of the Plymouth Police Department, Detective Brian Pierce, and Detective Sergeant D'Angelo of the Plymouth PD. So we're here to briefly comment on the event that occurred last night here in the town of Plymouth. Last night at about 5:45 p.m., the Plymouth Police received multiple 911 calls regarding that a party had been shot in the Middle Street Town parking lot. Callers reported that a description of the alleged suspect wearing a gray sweatshirt and had a buzz cut. Plymouth Police immediately responded, and witnesses on scene identified 23-year-old David Jerome, Jerome, of Plymouth, as the suspect, and he was placed under arrest by the Plymouth Police. The victim in this matter was rushed to Beth Israel Deaconess Hospital in Plymouth, where he was subsequently pronounced dead. He's been identified as 41-year-old Brent Berkeley, Berkley, of Plymouth. Plymouth Police contacted the State Police Unit assigned to the Plymouth DA's office, and an investigation commenced. Investigators interviewed multiple witnesses who were on scene. Witnesses reported hearing 3 to 4 gunshots. Preliminarily, it appears that the victim in this matter, Mr. Berkeley, was driving a Jeep SUV, and Jerome, who was driving a Toyota RAV4, were involved in a minor traffic incident, and a physical altercation between the two ensued before the shooting occurred. As a result of the investigation, detectives developed probable cause to charge Mr. Jerome with murder and various gun charges, including discharging a firearm within 500 feet of a building, reckless endangerment of a child. Mr. Jerome had his 18-month-old boy in the car seat at the time of this event, improper storage of a firearm, negligent operation of a motor vehicle, improper storage of ammunition, and possession of a large-capacity feeding device. Mr. Jerome had an active LTC, license to carry, that was suspended last evening. Chief Flynn can speak to that if you have questions, to the extent that he can answer them. Mr. Jerome will be arraigned in Plymouth District Court on Monday morning at the Plymouth District Court. This remains an active and ongoing investigation. And I'll also just say preliminarily, this none of us are up here to speculate as to what happened. This is still an active investigation, trying to put everything together as we go forward. And so therefore we're not going to speculate what the motive was, whether this was road rage, whether or not what this event came from. There was obviously rage that was there that evening. But for now, we're going to continue to do our job and figure out what happened. I want to commend Chief Flynn of the Plymouth Police. The area was shut down for 45 minutes after the shooting. Last night was a beautiful night in the downtown Plymouth area. Beautiful fall night. The rapid response of the Plymouth Police and the subsequent detectives of the State Police Unit, I think, did well to preserve the crime scene so that we can get the information that we need to go forward to do our job in a slow and methodical fashion. Having said that, that's where we're currently at.
Any truth witnesses have told us that the suspect in this case actually tried to render aid to the victim after the shooting?
Well, that's going to be part of the investigation, and we're going to continue to, we'll release that information as we can. I'm guessing on Monday we'll have more information at the arraignment that we can deliver to you then.
Does it appear that they were known to each other?
I don't have any information on that at this point.
So there was the crash, fight, and then the shooting. That's a sequence of events?
That's my understanding of it right now, but like I said, we have witness statements, but we're trying to corroborate with other evidence that we may be able to put together in the next day or two.
What was the weapon that was used specifically?
The firearm?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to say what that is at this point, but I will say that the defendant did have, he was licensed to carry a firearm lawfully.
Your message to the public when you see something that innocuous turn into something so deadly?
I just think that, we live in a world now where many people have short fuses and terrible things happen very quickly. They can escalate very quickly. And then, unfortunately, look at the aftermath. Look what happens. Look at how one family has lost somebody forever. Another family is going to be dealing with significant issues. And it affects the community. This is something, Plymouth is America's hometown for a reason, because it is a beautiful area and people really do take care of it and I think respect it. And last night was a beautiful evening. And all of a sudden that was destroyed in downtown Plymouth. And people need to understand that you have to proceed cautiously, proceed carefully, and protect yourselves and protect others to the extent that you can, and don't let things blow up out of proportion.
How many times was he shot?
That's still, we'll wait for the ME's report on that, but the witnesses, I understand, it stated they heard 3 to 4 gunshots. So I would say the minimum 3.
Who's caring for that child at this point?
I don't have that information at this point. I would assume that that child would have gone back to his family.
Does he have a prior record at all?
We don't talk about records, but I think what you can assume from the fact that he had an LTC is that if you had a record, you would not be carrying a firearm, lawfully anyways.
Was there a surveillance video that you were able to obtain?
That's what we're looking for right at this moment, and we're going to hopefully get something.
Thanks, guys.
All right?
Thank you. Ed.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, Tim, sorry, one more question.
Yeah.
Mr. Berkeley, was he in the area to drop somebody off for work? That's what we had been hearing?
I don't have the specifics as to why Mr. Broker was here, but I think that will be something that, as we gather more information, we'll be able to release that on Monday.
And again, this was a road rage incident, it had nothing to do with the bars or anything like that.
I'm not aware of there being an event that occurred inside of a bar per se prior to this, but we'll wait and see where the information leads us, and we'll be able to put that information, if it exists, forward as we go forward.
Any alcohol on the suspect?
That's part of what we're looking at also at this point.
Seems like at this point it was all in the parking lot, though.
Yes, yes.
Do you know where he was going? Was he picking up or
I-
dropping off?
Yeah, I think that's part of the investigation right now, trying to figure out where he was going to and from, and how this whole event actually happened.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks.